Okay, guys, welcome to the webinar. How a studio owner from a small town in the UK exploded his fitness business from 6K per month to 23K per month. And really excited in sharing with this with you. And we've got Liam also on the webinar. First of all, I really want to know what's your name, where are you from? This is for those of you who are not based in the UK. This is going to be like, what the hell? This is Cilla Black, classic ITV TV in the UK. But more than your name, where are you from? I want you to put into the chat box: are you currently a trainer with? You're not in a studio, or are you in a studio? How long have you been in there? Just so I can get a sense of where you guys are at in the business, because that can really help me to shape the information according to you during the webinar. All right. So the more information I have, the more I can help you. So just put in there where you're from, your name, but also what position are you in business right now? Have you been in the industry for 3 months? Have you been in it for a year and you're just about to open your studio? Have you been in your studio for 3 months? Have you been in it for 10 years? As soon as I build this picture, it can really help me to really make this a really powerful training for you. So we've got Colm from Ireland, 5 months in a small studio. Ross from Essex, training to be a PT. Got to set up the business. Still in LA Fitness. Steve from Bath, small studio owner. 2 months. I think I know you, Steve. Hi. Personal trainer for 5 years. Run PT at a gym since May. Awesome stuff. So we've got a lot of different 2,500 square foot. Currently in a commercial gym about 7 years. Opened first studio in the next 2 months. This is going to be great for you if you're opening a studio in the next couple of months. Brilliant time to be on this training. Running classes from a church halls in West Sussex. Opened a studio within the last 3 months. Been in business for PT for 4 years or so. Brisbane, Australia. Hi, Chase. I've been trainer working mainly someone else's studio. Been doing PT for 18 months. Awesome. I've been in 8 months and I have my own studio. Kevin in the USA, 4 year studio. Awesome. So we've got a lot of variety. So we're going to come to make this a bit more interactive a bit later on. But before we get started, guys, housekeeping, turn off all distractions, okay? Close all web windows. I need your full attention during this training. So no Facebook, put your phones away. If there's one part of this training you potentially going to miss, you're going to have you're going to have a completely different outcome. So I know that it's difficult with social media and stuff, but let's try and be fully engaged during the training. Have a pen and paper handy because you're going to be wanting to make some notes. And you're going to want to create an action step list. It's all very well going through training, reading blog posts, watching YouTube videos, learning all this stuff, but we need to turn the information that we gather into an action step list. So that's really important. And now would be a good time to nip to the loo if suddenly I've just reminded you it needed to go. I'm going to be doing a bit of an intro, but it's really important that you take on board everything, because everything I'm teaching you in this, whether it's my story, whether it's Liam's story, whether it's something at the end, and you're going to want to stay on to the end. You're really going to want to stay on to the end for an opportunity which I've got for you. But the goal of this training is for you to get a ton of value. It's to make you aware of things that you're not already aware of. Because I deal very differently than other kind of coaches and mentors, because of some of the things that I focus on with myself, and that's going to be key. So in this special webinar, why most personal trainers really never reach the freedom that they want to reach. Everyone on this training has gone into the industry for a reason, and ultimately you guys want to have that freedom. You want to help people, you want to change more lives, but the outcome is to do what you want when you want, but also have the impact that you want. The top mistakes of trainers. Liam's story, the massive growth in just 5 weeks and where he is today, and really the shifts that he's gone through in order to get that big growth. Because maybe you're thinking right now, or maybe you saw the title of the webinar and you were like, well, how is that possible? Really? I can't even fathom it. And Liam will explain how he couldn't when he first started. And so this is just why this training is so important. Plus, we're going to do a live Q&A at the end, and also just find out what's holding you back. and I really want to help you shift. Okay, so there's going to be points in this training when you're going to get light bulb moments. You're going to get shifts. Okay, so just be aware of that. And, the speed in which you take action, okay, after you learn something is in direct relation to how successful you are. So I'm very big on, like, if I learn something, I might stop a training and go and action it. Because this is live, you're not going to be able to do that. But literally, like, if you get an opportunity, take it, run with it. If you learn something, action it as quickly as possible. The longer you leave it, the more time there is for other things to come up in your life, distractions to happen, and then you don't end up getting to where you want to be. And my goal is that everyone on this training, everybody, not just one or two, everybody makes a big shift, and you guys make some big moves in your training business, irrespective of whether you're brand new to the industry, you've been in it for 4 years, 8 years, I don't care. Okay, your success can change rapidly. So who am I? Well, I'm a onesie wearing. I don't actually have any pictures of the onesie. I'm not wearing it now, but AJ and I talk about this on the podcast. I like my onesies, a bit wacky. I'm really passionate about helping people in the fitness industry because I spent many years in the industry, but I love the sales and marketing side. I love the mindset side. And so this is what I do now. I focus, my main focus is helping those in the fitness industry that want to be in the top 5%. That's what I do. Okay, so you can do that. So this is what I want you to do now. So I do want you to step away for a second, whether you get your phone out or on your computer, and add me to Facebook. The reason for that is that I share things on my personal Facebook that I don't do on emails. So facebook.com/boylovell is how to add me. So you can just take a few seconds now. I'm going to wait while you guys do that. If you want to, just connect with me. This isn't about, and you're going to learn this with your own business, this is not about you hiding behind a logo. This is about connecting on a deeper level with, and just people are accessible these days. And I just really want to help. And so connect with me. You're going to see my rants. You're going to see what I'm up to. You're going to maybe want to reach out and ask how to move forward at a specific time. So connect. And that would be awesome to do that. So facebook.com/boylovell. So here's me. If you're not in the States, and you won't recognize the guy on the left. In fact, when I'm look in the mirror these days, because I kind of have my hair short now, I don't recognize me in that picture with Jamie Oliver. But actually, Jamie does some work in the States. So if you're over in the States, you're going to know Jamie Oliver. I did some TV with Jamie. There's me pole dancing in hot pants for a Sky TV show. There's me with one of my clients for the Lunchbox Diet on a TV show. Now, the reason I'm putting these pictures up and not to show off, they're to demonstrate that, listen, I was a personal trainer. I qualified in, if I remember rightly, 2004. And I took myself, I had my basic qualification, and then I just moved up. I started, I had a published book with HarperCollins. I'm going to tell you about that. And I started doing TV work. I was in national publications. And, the reason I tell you is because I didn't consider myself to be anything special. I was never the trainer that did all the courses and stuff. But what I did do is I learned the marketing, I learned the sales stuff, and I just really focused my attention on that. Because here's the thing, you can have all the qualifications in the world, but if you can't sell and market yourself and you don't have that same discipline to training as you do your business, your business to the same as you do your training, then what's going to happen is the result of that is you're not going to have the level of impact that you want. So someone with better marketing skills but is not as good technically as good as a trainer is going to reach more people. So in parallel with being a great trainer, and I'm not saying don't do more courses and stuff, I'm saying that the result of doing lots of training to be a better trainer, but not learn the sales and marketing and investing in yourself in terms of the sales and marketing, is going to result in frustration. Because as your level of qualifications go up doing all the latest courses and your income stays the same or doesn't grow, then what happens? You get frustration, because then there isn't a balance between I'm not paid what I'm worth. And so that's a really important thing to remember. So what do? I love to travel. This is me in France. Got the chance to chartered some helicopters. This is a Tony Robbins event, which I was at. Hanging out with Tony. I'm going to show you some stuff. And I love traveling, but I also can help people all around the world. And if you want the kind of freedom that I have, this is the next 4 months for me. So the end of this month, Los Angeles, then Hawaii, then to San Diego, then off to Sydney, and then off to Fiji, India, and Florida. If you love to travel, I love to travel, and you can do that. But if you're running the business right now and you can't step away and have the freedom to do what you want to do, just understand that it's a systems problem. And we're going to discuss this on the training, because I know 100%, okay, that you can have exactly what you want. If you want to travel the world, helping people around the world, if you want to have the cars you want, if you want to have the house you want, if you want to help X amount of people, like literally whatever you want, you can have, but it's about your mindset. And so as much as we're going to be covering some of the things that Liam's been doing, strategy wise, which I presume is why some of you guys are on the training today, like I want some kind of trick and strategy, you're going to get some of that. But just understand that's not what's going to make you successful. What's going to make you successful is understanding how your mind has to work in order for this to make this happen as part of that. And Tony talks about this, Tony Robbins, 8% mindset, 20% systems and strategies. And Liam will talk about this in his shifts. The great thing about this training is that it's not just me teaching this. I love doing webinars. I love teaching stuff. I don't tend to teach any kind of just theory stuff. I always teach some stuff that's working, because I don't want you to go away based on an idea. I want you to go away based on stuff that's working. And the great thing about having Liam on is that he's gone through the journey. Okay, he's gone through the journey. And he's going through the journey and doing really well. And we're going to talk about his success and the struggle. So Tony Robbins is one of my mentors. I'm part of the Platinum Group with Tony. And the reason I like Tony so much is because he really does get you into the right headspace. He talks about state change. He talks about everything that you need to know. My success and those of my clients who are successful and continue to be successful, it's in direct relation to the amount of self-development they do on themselves. So removing fears, removing self-doubts, all of these things play a part, because if your head isn't in the right place, then that's going to affect the actions that you take. So you could have the best sales strategy in the world. You could have the best marketing strategy in the world. But if your head isn't in the right place to action that, then it's useless, absolutely useless. And so that's why I study a lot of mindset stuff, and I help people get shifts in the way that they think. You may or may not have listened to the Fitpreneurs podcast with myself and AJ Roberts, a very good friend of mine. And we just have a blast on that. So I would recommend you write down the Fitpreneurs and you check out some of the episodes on there. And they're super fun. So who am I? Overweight bully teenager. I do have that typical story. I was overweight. I was bullied. I did want to create the change in other people because I'd had the change in myself. And so many of you listening are going to have had that journey. Other people don't. It doesn't matter. That's my journey. Liam's is a different one. The Lunchbox Diet was published by HarperCollins in 2009. I'll just give you a very brief overview of that, because it's a really important lesson on how you can just take a very simple idea and have it blow up into something huge that you don't even expect. And so when I was training my clients down in Exeter, I qualified with Premier, and then I started personal training out of Fitness First in Exeter. And in between my clients, I was never short of clients. I always got a lot of clients on board. And so if you are busy, you'll know that you just can't go and make a meal. So what I used to do was fill a lunchbox full of healthy food. And it's just veg in it, the kind of lean meats, that type of thing. And I used just to graze on it all throughout the day. So I'd get a client warming up, and then I'd go and pick out this lunchbox. And what happened was my clients came to me and said, Simon, we're getting great results with the training, but what about the nutrition? And as I take a sip of water, and I said, well, why don't you do what I do? Because it works for me. So I just put together a simple 3-page document, and I just gave them what I did. And about a month later, my clients came back to me and said, Simon, I've lost loads of weight. My hair feels great. I don't feel like I'm on a diet. What is it? And that 3-page document turned into a 13-page document, and I called it the Lunchbox Diet, put it on my website. To cut a long story short, that got picked up by Elle magazine. They called it the best diet ever. From that, I got a 6-figure book deal with HarperCollins. And then I started to scale the business from there and just position myself in a different way. But it just came from a single idea. And you can have an idea, but if you don't take an action on it, it's not going to grow into anything bigger. And the reason why most people don't grow it into anything bigger is because of fear. What will people think of me? What if it doesn't work? It's going to take me too long. All of this stuff that's the way that you're thinking. So I did a lot of TV presenting with Sky TV, expert to the BBC, Men's Fitness, Sport, Daily Mail here in the UK. And why should you listen to me? Well, results. I've got no interest in my clients being slow. And the reason for that is because I want to be quick myself. I'm growing my business fast, and so my clients follow me, and they. I would like to think that I install the same kind of disciplines in my clients that I do in my own business. So I'm a hustler. I take massive action, and therefore, when I take on clients, I expect the same of them because I'm not interested in getting doubling a business in 6 months. I'm not interested in doubling the business in a year. Like I want to do it in weeks. I want to do it in weeks. In fact, Liam's on the call, but we'll talk about Neil, who's another client of mine that had 1,000% increase in his business. And I think it was, what was it, Liam? He's 22 years old, and 1,000%, 1,100% increase in his business is something like 7 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to understand that you can get massive growth. I'm not talking like doubling the business in a short period of time, like it's quick. And you're going to understand and you're going to get interaction from Liam about the shifts that he's had in order to get that speed of results. So where was Liam before? Earning 6K per month when he came to me. Fast losing passion for the industry. We're going to talk about that now. Selling £130 monthly packages and wasn't eating or training properly. And this is what he wrote on his form that he filled out with me. Liam, do you want to just talk about this? Like, where was your headspace when you wrote this stuff?
Um, well, before I took you on board, I was not in a great place, to be honest. I was working too much, like you say there. I wasn't looking after myself properly, which is trying to look after you, even looking after yourself. Um, and I was losing passion for the industry because I wasn't getting back what I thought I was worth and what I was doing for other people, and I was slowly falling out of love with something that I did love before, and it was getting more difficult.
Hmm. And so that was affecting your training personally in your personal life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I didn't really have my energy was down. I didn't really have that get up and go. And it obviously it's going to affect you training your clients as well. You want to be energetic. You want to be, buzzed up and you know taking sessions well and that kind of stuff. But if you're not looking after yourself properly, then it's just not going to work.
And so how long did it take you to? Because I really want to get super specific. So you guys listening are like, we're not going to leave anything unturned. It's all like the truth. How long did it take you to get to the 6K?
Oh, over
So so
about
when
18
so
months.
so when did you qualify? When did you start the
Oh,
the
okay.
business, and then how long did it take you to get to the 6K?
Well, my journey started. I'm 27 now, but I started being a PT at 21. I did a bit of one-on-one training. I did a bit of boot camps, but when I was about 20, 25, I decided that I was gonna set up like small group training and have a go at that. So I've done a bit of everything, and I failed a couple of times before, like especially with my boot camp as well. I was really undercharging for that as well, and I decided that I was going to do like small group personal training instead. Um, and I was selling like 130 monthly packages for that, and to get to 6K was a massive slog, and it took me. Well, I set up in September 2011, it must have been, or 2000, no, September 2012, and I reached kind of six k. I was at 6K about sort of a couple of months ago before I came on board with you. So it was about 18, 20 months or something like that.
Got you. So that's where Liam was before he came to me. Okay, so this is 5 weeks later. Okay, he's hit his first £23,000 month, and if you're in dollars, and if you're in the states, then you're probably going to work that out to be about 35, 40. You'd have to do a converter on that. I don't know exactly. Um, he's getting better results with his clients. We're going to cover that in a second. We'll chat about that and why that is. More referrals, more free time, and moving into a new location and you're loving your business again, right? Explain really now about kind of the shift in where you. We're going to talk about how it's happened in a moment, but now just talk about how you're feeling now and how the business is going now.
Well, a lot of my stress was related to the amount of income coming in. And like I said before, I wasn't really feeling I was getting back what I was putting in. But as soon as I started, your coaching, and I started putting in the bigger numbers, it really kind of, inspired me and got me going again. And I started loving what I was doing.
And how are you?
And
And how has that made that you? How has that meant that you're getting better results with your clients with no difference in, because there's been no difference in the training, right?
no, it's not been any difference in the training.
So how are you getting better
Um,
results from no difference in the training? Because this is key.
well, number one, I outsourced more of my training straight away, so I wasn't having to do everything myself. So I had more time to myself, and had more time to sort of re-energize and that kind of thing as well. So it's just rather than doing everything myself, so I can give my clients a better service, if you like.
Mm. And they're at a different commitment level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, they're paying 3 times the amount that I was originally selling at, and that gets them people committed in. And not only that, it rubs off on my older members as well. And the community that we've got at the studio is absolutely fantastic. It's the best it's ever been, without a doubt.
Have you got that? Have you got that note from that client there?
Yes, I think. Bear me 2 secs. Yeah, it's just on my phone.
Because it was just you don't have to read the name or anything, but I just really wanted to, because you shared that with me earlier, and I think it's a really great overview of really the level of results now that you've been getting.
Yeah. So I love helping people, and I'm not just looking to help people kind of with their body, but also with them like mind and their like kind of a life transformation as well. But I received this text. I actually don't know who it's from, because it was from one of them anonymous forums that I put out every now and then. But it says, okay, so where do I start? I can't thank you, Adam, Dave, enough. When I joined you guys at the beginning this year, I had no confidence, no get up and go, no passion in anything, and no self-belief. After suffering with depression and anxiety, getting help 18 months ago, I still didn't feel much for anything. I contacted you late last year, but wasn't ready to go ahead with your program. After having a strong talking with myself, I knew something had to be done for me and my relationship with my partner and friends. I got to a point where I couldn't go out with them anymore. I can now say I'm happier, and I've learned how to accept compliments, to smile, to laugh, and to hold my head up high. And I know that I'm getting there in life. So thank you.
Awesome.
I get regular messages like that, which is so I'm helping clients at a new level.
More so than you were before, right?
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
And how does that make you feel?
Oh, that's great. I've got a passion for helping people, and I'm helping them at a level that I believe that I could do. And selling at 130, because they, still people were not committed. They weren't getting the results that I knew that they could. But now I'm getting fantastic results for my clients, which is making me feel great. There's nothing more than I like than getting texts and messages like that.
Yeah, and so we were talking earlier about, like, before you were stressed because you weren't earning what you were wanting to earn, and you were kind of burnt out. You kind of do have you do kind of have, is it stress now, but in a different way? Explain that, because it's a different type, right?
Yeah, it's not the stress worrying about the income anymore, which I had in the past, but now it's kind of, like you say, it's a different kind of stress, because we're moving at a rapid rate. It's just trying to keep up with everything moving so quickly, which is a great stress to have. I'd rather it be that than the money one, that's for sure.
Sure. So a bit of excitement too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm really buzzing at the moment, to be honest.
Good stuff. So the big question again: did it happen again? You're probably thinking, well, he did that big month. Did it happen again? And If anyone follows me, they'll know I like my screenshots. Yesterday at 12:22 p.m., Liam doesn't mind that I share this at all, but sends me a Facebook chat saying, "Done 22K for the month. Need a big push next week to make the big 30." Explain now where your head's at in terms of like that tipping point of going like, "There's no limit on what I can earn."
Yeah, before I came on board the coaching, I never thought that the thought of reaching 10 was like the ultimate, like £10,000 a month. But I think as soon as I sold my first big package, I was like, wow, this has got real potential. And then, then I was selling another one and another one and another one, and to reach my target was 15K my first month, and I hit that. Then I hit 20, and then I had done 23, and now this month my target was 30. So I've got one more week left to hit the 30, which I'm pretty confident that hopefully I'll do. Yeah.
And what happens is that for those listening is that once you get into this mindset, you don't ever want to hit the same income level as you've hit before, right? Because you just want to keep constantly pushing because you're helping
Yeah,
more
yeah,
lives, and so it gets addictive.
absolutely. It does, yeah, it does get addictive. I'm pushing myself harder and trying to beat the month that I previously did.
And you did,
So
and
it's great.
you weren't kind of in that mindset before.
Oh, no way, no.
So the key thing for those listening is the turning point for Neil. For Liam. I was talking about Neil earlier. That's why I said Neil. The turning point for Liam was selling that big package. So that's a key thing to write down. Okay. You're not going to sell the big package if you don't have the strategy in place to sell that big package, and also the mindset and confidence level to put yourself out there. So I'm going to repeat that. The turning point was the sale of the big package that created the momentum to move forward. However, what I did with Liam was brought his confidence level up, removed the blocks that he had, implemented the sales system, and then he sold one, and then the domino effect occurred. Okay, so that's the key thing there. So 7 days to go. The first 30K month is also is coming up. So Liam's big shifts, in his own words, removing the fear that he couldn't sell a bigger price package. You want to talk about that, Liam?
Yeah, well, because I was selling at 130, the thought of selling, I didn't really have the confidence to sell at more money, and the fact that I was worried about my clients talking, that was a big issue for me as well. Like, I didn't want people talking saying, "Oh, you're paying this amount and I'm paying this amount," But you've got me over that fear.
And it takes a little bit of time and pushing, right? And
yeah, yeah,
conversation.
it does. Yeah, it does.
But
But once we had that conversation and I had that, and I made that first sale, that was it for me. My kind of mind was sort of opened, if you like, and
and
I
having
just ran with it.
having a different sales process in place, right?
Oh, yeah. What I was doing before was not at the right kind of level, and your coaching, really helped me kind of, you know, with regards to body transformation sessions, which is kind of like our consultation. Um, putting that new strategy in place really, was really awesome.
Good stuff. Next one, the light bulb moment. So that was the light bulb moment for you selling that first one, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, without a doubt. Once I sold that first one, I was just like, okay, I can actually do this. I can do it.
Yeah, and then more problems are created further down the line because then you're reaching capacity, right? Which is now resulted in you moving. You're going to move out of your current place into a bigger place. So it creates problems, but new good ones.
Absolutely. These are the new stresses that I'm talking about because we're getting big so quick. We're having to try and catch up.
A new way of running Facebook ads that worked, right? So what were you doing before versus what we've been doing now?
Well, I was running a few Facebook adverts before, but your trading kind of helped me, dial it down a bit better, if you like.
Into a system.
Absolutely. Yeah. It wasn't just kind of bit of Facebook ads here, bit of Facebook ads there, and we'll try this. It was using something that has worked over and over again with other people that I just put into place, and I have leads coming into the studio every single day. You know, we're at a point where we've got too many leads sometimes, you know, and it's hard to catch up on that.
And it's also worth mentioning that now, because you're in this financial position, you don't even run your ads; it's outsourced.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't do it no more. No.
So that's about removing some of the stress on some of the things that Liam isn't his key strength. Liam's key strength is growing the business, like like handling the business and not working in the business, as I'm sure many of you heard like 50 million times, which is from the book The E Myth. So the introduction of systems, have we been touching on this recently? And just outsourcing what he's not great at, and that's something I do with my guys. Is really you have to do this in the right order, because you've got to get your income up and then start outsourcing at the right time. But so many people are attached to it because and I've heard this a couple of times, is that people are control freaks. They don't want to just let anything go. And by not letting anything go, you can't scale the business. So systems are key, and outsourcing what you're not great at. But again, it's about knowing what to do at the right time. What about this one? Understanding investing rather than holding on to money. Explain that a little bit, because I think that's important too. Just as a general rule, not in terms of just mentors, but also generally, right?
Well, you know, before I come on the board of coaching, you know, I was working very, very hard. So any money that I saved, you know, was very important to me. And you know, now I do a lot of self-development myself, and I realised that, you know, the majority, well, 99% of successful people have had mentors or coaches in the past, and have invested in people that are above them, you know, which help them get to a result a lot quicker. And you know, it did take me a little bit of time to really just jump in and invest the money, but you know, at the time it felt a bit of a gamble, but you know, now I look at it and I think, why was I even thinking about it? You know.
And talk about you talk about, like, you know, self-development, which I think is key. And you do something which a lot of people don't do, which is, like, you know, self-development, meditation, all of that kind of stuff. How's that kind of helped you now you've been doing more of that?
Yeah, well, you know, since I've been getting such great results, it's kind of made me get my other bits of my life in order as well. And you know, I make sure that, you know, I'm just doing the basic things right. You know, I'm eating properly, I'm working out. You know, I get up earlier in the mornings and like go for a run, and um, you know, I'm meditating in the morning as well, just to keep my stress levels under control. You know, and doing them simple things, you know, just makes the day so much easier, and you get so much more work done as well.
Hmm. You'll learn during this training as we go through is that, you know, the way that you think creates the results that you have. So if you're waking up in the morning and you're stressed, everyone just jumps out of bed and looks at their phones and goes to, like, check their emails. You're in a stress mode. Now, if you do that in a sales conversation with somebody and you're not relaxed, you're gonna repel them. And so that's a key point too. Is that the more relaxed you are about the business, you see, now when Liam now goes into a potential conversation with a potential client, he's not in a stressed state, which means that he can have a better, meaningful conversation without the need for money. And when you're willing to say no to somebody, that creates a shift, right?
Mm. Yeah, I go into body transformation sessions completely relaxed now. You know, because like you say, because we're doing so well, you know, if they say no, it's not the end of the world, and I can kind of pick the people that I want part of the academy which I run.
Where
So
you weren't doing that before. You were taking on everybody because you needed to.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly,
and
because
the
I needed to make money.
and the key, if you're listening, the key reason for that, the key benefit of that for that is, guys, is that if you're relaxed and you're not needing the money and desperate for the money, you can be willing to say something to somebody and not have the fear of them walking away, but actually it will turn into a sale.
Mm.
You can be authentic and
I'm a
honest,
lot more honest with people.
and that will
Yeah,
increase your
absolutely.
conversions.
I am far more honest with people. Yeah, it does, because people appreciate that. You know, if someone comes to me and they're in a bad way, I tell them as a health professional what I think. You know, but I think that does give everyone or people in front of me a wake up call, a massive wake up call.
Perfect. So moving on, guys, your biggest challenges. This is what um, I have hundreds and hundreds of forms from FitPros, and everyone's challenge is this: I need more clients. I need to get more clients. I need more clients. I need getting more clients who are more committed. Okay, but you have to understand that lead generation and getting more clients is pointless if you can't convert them. Okay, so you've got to have a back end system in place, because if I gave you, for example, I know how to generate leads. I'm never short of leads. If I gave you 50 leads right now, how many are you converting? What's happening on the back end for the follow up sequences? What's happening in the systems? So if you're dropping people because you're not converting them, there's no point in getting more leads. You've got to dial in the system first and getting you paid what you're worth, so that the clients are more committed. Weight Watchers don't talk about the people that are not losing weight. They're only talking about the small majority that are, because the rest are losing because they're paying like 10 quid a month or whatever it is. So the more people pay, the more committed they are. You have to understand that. But the difficulty is with trainers is that the mindset is there of like you may be projecting your own financial position on somebody else, which isn't true. You're probably looking and listening to other people, listening to other trainers going like, no one's got any money to spend. Like, there's not enough leads. There's not, like, all of these things that come into your head. You're literally getting what you say to yourself. Because here's the truth. There's no shortage of leads, all right? There's no shortage of people out there that want your help. What the challenge is having the confidence to go and get them and knowing the things to do to go and get them. And actually, subconsciously, what you might be doing, because you're not closing people and you're not getting them properly invested, is that subconsciously, you don't actually want to go and get more leads because you think that you're going to fail when you see them. Did you have any of that, Liam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my experience, the real problem, like the thing that you think is the problem, is never normally the problem. The real problem is lack of confidence, big mindset challenges. Okay. And it's across the board in the industry. Okay. Mindset challenges, fear of not being able to charge more. Again, that comes down to confidence. Problem with lead conversion. So subconsciously getting more leads becomes less attractive because of the failure. So you don't close them. So you don't really want to go and get more. And we're also being too comfortable financially, and we're going to come on to that. Clients paying little or far less committed. Closing, if you have a meaningful conversation with someone, but you can't close them into a deal, you may, I bet you guys get this. I need to go and talk to my partner. Okay, I need to go and talk to my partner. I need to think about it. Okay, you're going to get all of these things, and these are just objections because the person hasn't seen the value. Okay, they don't really believe that they can get the result, either in themselves or from you. Not truly believing that you can earn it too. So there's upper limit blocks. If you're earning, say, 4K a month at the moment, but if you only really believe that you can earn 6, you're not going to make 10. So as I've progressed with Liam, we're removing the upper limit problem. And now, Liam, would you say what's your limit now in terms of what you believe that you can earn? Like, be really honest. Like,
Well, it feels like I haven't got one at the moment, to be honest. But I think the overall goal is £1 million turnover in a year, so that's probably my block. That's probably my upper limit at the moment, I'd say.
Sure, and we both know that you're going to get there, but it's going through the process, and it's constantly hitting those bigger numbers. Because right now, Liam's in a constant upward. He's going uphill all the time. There's no plateau. And this is the same problem you guys have with your clients in terms of like the plateauing, and not like, it's about training. It's mental training. It's discipline. It's just business version of it. All right. So, your clients hire you to go from A to B, but this is the same. It's you going from A to B. Okay. Really important concept to get. Key factors in a successful training business. Constant lead flow. Okay, so here's the thing. In order for your business to grow, you have to have a constant stream of leads coming in. The benefit of having a constant stream of leads coming in is, you might be thinking, Simon, tell me something I don't know. The reason for that is that you're in a prime position where you can say no to people that you don't want. If you take on someone you don't want, I guarantee it's causing you stress. It's in the back of your head. I've got this client, they're a pain in the ass. Right? When you have a constant lead flow coming in, you are in control. You can say no to the people that you don't want to have because you know that you've got them coming in. One of my clients, Joe, talked to me the other day, and he said, Simon, Literally, I can turn on and off my leads like a tap, and so can Liam. Leads is never a problem. Okay, so if you have the right system to it, okay, if you have the right system. So the benefit of constant lead flow is not just the income. Okay, it's not just the lifestyle and the freedom that you're going to get from that income, but it's about you picking and choosing who you're going to work with. So you're not having a stressed business with working people that aren't the right fit for your business. Second thing, conversion of leads. Conversion of leads, what I mean by that is having someone invest in what is right for them, not what they believe to be right for them. So here's a case in point. You wouldn't go to a doctor and go, well, I've got a problem with my leg. And the doctor says, okay, in order to fix that, you need 8 weeks of therapy. You need to take these tablets 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. And the patient wouldn't turn around and go, well, I'll take half the therapy and half the tablets. Okay. So conversion of leads for what is right for them is selling them what they need, not what they think that they want. So if someone comes to you and says, how much do you charge? And you go back and say X amount per session, then that person might turn around and go, well, I'll do this amount of sessions per week. No. No. Okay. You're the doctor. You prescribe what they need, because what happens then is they're undersold because of your lack of confidence in selling them what they need. So again, understand it's a shift in the mind. There has to be a paradigm shift in the way that you're thinking and your confidence level in order for this to change. And so we can't allow the client, the client isn't the expert. You are the expert. Whether you think it or not, you believe it or not, which I hope you do, you are the expert. So we have to lead the client into what is right for them, not what they believe to be right for them. Okay. In fact, I'll tell you a little story, which is really, I was in London and I was going to a show and I was training out, I was going to, in fact, it was UPW, I remember. It was with a client of mine called Alan. And we went training in a gym in London and I sat there, I was doing, I finished some core strength. I was doing abs, to be fair. I just wanted to say I was doing core strength. How funny is that? So everyone's probably laughing now. It's like, Simon, yeah, I just wanted to say core strength. And I was sat there, and this young kind of new fitness instructor was training this young lady, and his job with them was to kind of finish the session and offer her personal training, right? And what happened was that this young lad was fairly new, and his enthusiastic was amazing. He was just like so hyper. It was like he'd had 10 cans of Red Bull. Right, and he was so like good, and I was like, dude, you're going to be a great trainer. He was like just brilliant. But what happened was that he said, why don't you have a personal trainer? And the woman said, well, I don't think I'm ready yet. Okay, I don't think I'm ready yet for that. I'm just going to do it on my own for a little bit. And what happened was that the young guy kind of agreed and went, okay, that's cool. Instead of going, no, this is why you need to. Okay. Now, her certainty, and Tony Robbins talks about this, her certainty over his certainty meant that she is now going down an avenue potentially that isn't going to benefit her. Had he come along and had the confidence to say, no, listen, what you should do is just come and have a trial session with a trainer. Right now, you don't feel very confident, but I guarantee by the end of the session, it's going to be the best thing that you ever did. It's going to be the best thing that you ever did. So please just come in. It's not going to cost you anything, but just please, because I know that many people in this situation feel that they don't need a trainer right now and that they want to do it on their own. But actually, they look back and go, why didn't I do that before? Okay, so again, this is certainty. Had it been me or one of my clients, they would have gone in a different frame of mind, and maybe you would have too. But just understand that this conversion of leads is exactly the same. Guys, is all this making sense so far? Can you please put in the chat box? Making sense? Kind of like, yeah, kind of get it, like I'm getting some man how moments. It would just be cool to kind of see where you guys are at. Any questions? Loving it, sounds great. Smiley face, awesome, crystal clear. Excellent, cool. Okay, third thing you need, as I take some water. I'll be honest, guys, we haven't really started yet. Like this is going to go on for a little bit, I think, but it's critical. Third thing, you've got to have a constant lead flow coming in. You've got to have conversion of leads. Third thing, you've got to be able to leverage your time. When Liam came to me, he wasn't leveraging his time. He was doing everything in the business. So you can have the leads coming in. You can be converting those leads. But for example, if you're doing one-to-one training, what's going to happen is you're going to get so busy that you're not going to be able to scale the business. And you're called what I call the artist. You've got the artist, the manager, and the entrepreneur. And right now, you're maybe the artist, you're doing the training, you're doing the admin, you're doing all of this stuff. So you're not able to leverage. And so by doing small group training, semi-private like Liam, you can scale the business. Now, leverage of time can also be from online stuff too. And so I help people build an online business. Okay, so you take your skills and knowledge and you package it up and you sell it over and over again, not as an ebook though. Okay, but that's a different. That's not in the webinar today. I'm not talking about online stuff. Okay, it's purely brick and mortar. So what Liam's able to do now is hire in other trainers, outsource the Facebook ads, do all of this stuff. But we need to bring in, first of all, a key foundation of getting his income up. And what did you do Liam? What did you do in your first 2 weeks with me? Do you remember?
Oh, I can't actually remember. It was quite a lot there. I think I did like over 10. I can't remember.
Okay.
I don't know.
So once he had that shift, it just moved. Okay, but Liam's an action taker, so he moves. He got the breakthrough, and he's like, it's happening, and he just continued to push. Another common problem. This is key. Learn information, i.e., a webinar, okay, or a book, or a YouTube video. Get the buzz. Yay, I learned. It's like an endorphin hit, right? It's like, yay, got it. Got the information. It's like now you're listening to this and you're going, yeah, it sounds great. And you're like stimulating. It's like, God, this is cool or whatever. But then what happens? Take no action. And then, I'll learn something new. And you just go round and round in this cycle. I was in this for years. Liam, were you in this process before?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very common. So don't feel bad that it happens, but you just need to be aware that it's happening. Information with no action is useless. Absolutely useless. Information with no action is useless. That's why people don't get results if they've not invested. Okay, so if someone comes to you and you train them for free, it's not beneficial to them. If you charge them for over loads of payments or charge them little, it's not helping them. People need to pay a lot to get the commitment level. So it's like, it's got to be uncomfortable. That resistance, that it's like too much. Like it's got to, like if it's easy for someone, if someone comes to you and they got, for example, loads of money, all right, and so they might not get good results because it's just too comfortable. Sometimes the best results come from the people that haven't got the money, and they're stretching themselves far. And it's like, oh my God, I want this so much, but it's going to be a stretch for me. But you know, I'm so committed. I'm skin is in the game, and that's why they move forward. Okay, so don't get in the cycle of learning, getting the buzz, and then taking no action. Okay, just be aware that it's happening. So first thing, you've got to know where you're going. Okay, know exactly where you're going. Pick a deadline. Okay, time frame. Why do you want to get there? So what do you want? Not what do you dream? Like, what do you really want? You've got to know where you're going. Because what would happen if a client came to you and you had no plan? What's the difference between a client comes to you guys and it's like one person comes to you and says, okay, it's cool. Let's just train. Let's get fit. Let's get healthy. Let's lose weight. Versus, do you know what? I've got a deadline. I've got a holiday. It's the 25th of December. Tell me what to eat. Tell me how hard to train. It's happening. The level of commitment is completely different. So if you don't have this for your business, you're just flying by the seat of your pants. Okay? Do you have limiting beliefs? Have you got stuff blocking you? Are you aware of it? Are you repeating the same cycle? Have you been on the same income month in, month out? Okay? It's probably because you're comfortable. And you've got to be ready to take massive action. There's 3 types of action taker. Non-action taker, doesn't do anything with the information. They'll watch this, does nothing. They'll listen to something, does nothing. Part action taker, learns something, goes and actions it, doesn't follow through because something doesn't go right, and they go back to non-action taker. Third type of action taker, full action taker, takes every action, understands that they've got to invest, commit, moves forward. Then if something goes wrong, they adjust, they look at what's not working, they change it, they get a result, and they push forward. You just know where you are. Know where you are. Okay, most people are a part action taker, and that's normal. The top 5%, they're a full action taker. But you can go from part action taker to full action taker if you get the shift in your mind. And like Liam did, he got the shift. Okay? And like I said, what would happen if you didn't set goals for your clients? Okay, being comfortable is a dangerous place to be in business. If you've been earning the same level of income for at least a few months, and it probably goes up or down by £500 to £1,000 or so, and you're just, averaging the same month in, month out, I'm telling you now, I'm going to be brutally honest because I'm a brutally honest coach and a mentor. Liam, would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
You're too comfortable. Okay, you're in a comfort zone. You're in the place where you don't like your clients to be. Okay, it's like you've got your overdraft every month. You've got the same amount of bills coming out. What happens is you lose a client, so you hustle to get a new one, and then you're back to the same income. You've got to really question and have the brutally honest conversation with yourself right now. How much do you want it? Do you really want it, and do you believe that you can get it? Because if you don't believe that you can get it, it ain't happening. If someone comes to you and sits in front of you and they don't believe that they're going to lose weight, they ain't going to invest in you. They've got to believe that they can do it, and they've got to believe that you can get them there. But you've got to believe that you can get you there first. Okay? So being comfortable is a very dangerous place to be. Okay, so the watch story. So at the back end of last year, I hit all of my goals. So I'm constantly setting new goals. And I went to see AJ and we did a Fitpreneurs podcast together, and he goes, Simon, what's up? And I said, I'm just comfortable right now. I'm just like not hustling. I'm not moving forward. And he said, come on, let's go down to La Jolla, which is in San Diego, and let's get you a new watch. And I said, I don't need a watch. My mum got me a watch at the end of the year. He said, come on, let's just go. We need to get you back into like motion, wanting something. I said, okay. So we went down to La Jolla, went into the Breitling shop. So if any of you guys are a fan of watches, Rolex, Breitling, we went into the Breitling shop. The guy brought out the watches, and I didn't like any of them. And he brought out this one watch, and I said, I want it. Desire. You've got to know what you want. Desire it. You've got to believe that you can have it, because you can have anything that you want. And here it is. All right. So it has got the Breitling. It's got diamonds around the edge. Right. It doesn't matter this item. You've got to get the concept of the story. It's critical. So he said, how much is the what? I said, how much is the watch? He goes, $12,000. I said, okay, I could buy it there and then. But I said, no, I'll set it as a goal. So first thing, desire. You've got to believe that you can get it. Right. I'm going to get you to write down the things that you want so that you can move towards them. Because if you're not driving towards anything, like a client is going for a holiday or a competition to stand on stage, then you're not going to move at the pace that you should. So the first thing is desire. I wanted it. Second thing, time frame. He said it's $12,000, but it's $10,000 if you get it by the end of the week. I was like, okay, great. I've got a deadline. So time frame. You've got to put a time frame on it. Not be like, oh, we want to move out. We want to just, I want a nice car. It's not specific enough. It's like you just take on a client and just training them and just like going through the motions. It's just like, you've got to have a goal. Okay. So second thing, time frame. Third thing, action. I went into action. I sent some emails. I did some offers. I hustled because I had a deadline, and I actually bought the watch online for cheaper and banked the rest. The point of the story is not to be showing off that it's an expensive watch. It's about the principle, which is key, which is you can have whatever you want if you believe that you can get it, you set a time frame for getting it, and you move into action. That's it. And that's key. So with that being said, what's your big three? I want you to get your piece of paper. Is your big three, right, I want to move out of my current home. What specifically needs to happen for that to happen? Okay, so I need £10,000 deposit, and I need to be on $10,000 a month for 3 months, and then I will literally move out. It needs to have a complete time deadline on it. Second thing, I want to pay off £7,000 worth of debt. Actually, one of my clients, John, he came to me and wanted to pay off $10,000 worth of debt, and within 3 months, because it was linked to something personal, and he actually paid it off within 7 days because he was like moving towards it. So write down. So there's a date. I want to pay off the debt. I want to do some stuff. Third thing, I want to take a holiday to Thailand, but I need to be away for clients for 2 weeks. So I need to take, because right now you might be thinking, I want to go on holiday, but I can't do it because I've got clients. And what happens if I go away and I haven't got enough money? So the goal is, okay, I want to go take a holiday to Thailand. I want to go on the 21st of whatever date you pick. I need 4,000, and I need to get to the position where I can step away. What needs to happen for that to happen? So get hyper specific on where you want to be, because I'm going to touch on some, Facebook stuff and strategies and stuff and all that, but it's no good if your head isn't in the right place. And most people aren't teaching you guys this stuff. And the reason I'm teaching is because I know what a massive impact it has. And do I need to be personal with you guys and set this and have chats with you guys? Yes, I do. But just this is about you understanding the concept. Next thing, identify your negative thoughts. Write down your fears and doubts. What's the biggest thing that you have come up? For example, if you tell yourself that there aren't enough leads, what are you going to get? You're going to get exactly what you think. Clients don't have enough money. What are you going to get? You're going to get clients that don't have enough money. You're manifesting your thoughts. Ask yourself, is it true? So when you say to yourself, clients haven't got the money to spend, question it. Is it true? Is it absolutely true that clients don't have the money to spend? Well, no. How do you believe when you get the thought that clients have no money to spend? Well, I feel down. I feel like I can't charge what I charge. I feel like a failure. Whatever that is for you. Okay? How would you be without the thought that clients don't have enough money to spend? Well, I'd feel relaxed when I talk to people. I'd feel happy. I'd feel chilled out. I'd feel like, well, I can build my business. Great. So what's the opposite of the thought? Clients don't have enough money to spend. Clients have got enough money to spend. Why would you think that? Well, because they didn't drove in a clapped out car and they're walking in with an iPhone. Maybe you're believing that they haven't got any money just because maybe you don't have much. So is it absolutely true that they don't have enough money to spend? What's the opposite? Well, they have got enough money to spend. Why have they? So just you have to understand your thoughts are leading to your actions, okay? Where does the fear come from? It may be something from the past. Maybe you were told that you shouldn't, money doesn't grow on trees, all this kind of stuff. And that's where you're not where you want to be. What's the opposite of the fear? We touched on that. And is it based on what you're hearing from others? So are you in a gym and you're around other trainers and they're just sitting there moaning all the time? Oh, there's no clients, all this, I can't build the business, like I'm stressed all the time. Well, you need to be around a peer group that aren't in that position, because it's like watching the news every day. I don't even watch the news. Why? Because in fact, it's funny because I put the TV on the other day and put in Big Brother. I don't know. I just like, if I put on some TV and some negativity comes in, it's off. It's going off. All right. You being around the right type of people is critical, because what happens if someone who's overweight is around loads of other people that are overweight who are feeding them donuts and cookies? Are they going to lose weight? No, because their circle of influence is putting them under pressure. So maybe you're around family members, people, your friends, other trainers that are stopping you from growing. It's very public that I used to, unfortunately, I was taking drugs, and I actually had to move out of the place I was in because I wasn't able to be around the types of people, and I wouldn't have grown to where I've grown now, and all that's behind me. I wouldn't have done all that had I not made the change. So you've got to look at your network of people that are like pushing you. Who have you got? Who's on your side? All right, key. Your fears. So these might be some of your fears. Approaching press, okay, approaching people in the gym, asking for referrals, asking for testimonials, joint ventures with local businesses. They're going to tell me to go away. Charging more for semi-private. People won't like what I charge. It's not valuable enough. I can't make this much money. I'm going to have jealous friends if I earn a lot of money. What happens if I'm not qualified enough to increase my prices? By the way, if you're a new trainer, okay, I can take a brand new trainer who's been in the industry for 5 months and have them go from 1,000 a month, and this is my client Neil, go from 1,000 to 11,000 in 5 weeks, 5 months in the industry. Okay, so length of time in the industry is irrelevant. It's only what you believe to be true. Okay, you doing more courses doesn't mean that you can't earn more. I can take someone brand new, just qualified, and have them earning more than someone who's been doing it 5 years. Okay, because I get the mind in the right place. Okay, so identify what are your fears. Okay, so selling back big packages. This is how Liam was structured. 997 down from £1,500. Are you digging enough for the pain? Liam, do you want to talk about this a little bit? Because I know it's been key for you, is really digging for the pain. Because it's serving the client to do so, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Really sort of digging down and finding why that person is sitting in front of you, basically. Losing weight and toning up was only like the first bit of skin of the onion, is how I put it. And it's just digging down further and further and further till you really find the kind of emotion to why they're sitting in front of you.
Yeah, so you've got to, and this is part of the training that I give my clients, is really, this is key and critical to a sales conversation. Because you will know when you've dug deeply enough, because they may start to get emotional. and that's actually a good thing because they're in awareness. They've had a shift emotionally, and not only do people buy based on emotions, but it's going to help them because they've probably been telling their friends stuff that, I'm okay, I'm fine, and then you come along and you're like, you dig through the crap, and you're like, tell me what's up, and you really dig, and they're going to feel a connection with you. Sell the outcome, not your time. Okay, you don't want to be selling your time. People don't give a crap about your time. They want the outcome. You've got to be able to overcome objections. This is a key thing too. Making the correct offer, taking payment in the moment. These are all things which might result in you not making the level of income that you want. Okay, which is key. So just being able to take money like when someone's there as opposed to going away is going to radically increase your conversions. So Liam, talk about this. So you've been selling 12-week packages, 997, but hey, now people are upgrading for like $3,000 after 12 weeks.
Also, we've been getting them in the 12-week program to start off with, but because they're ultra committed and seeing fantastic results, it's then a lot easier to then convert them into year-long packages.
And you've had some pay in full, right?
Yeah, I had someone the other day, the back end of last month, pay for the whole lot in one go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because now Liam understands the benefit of that. Okay. And actually the way that they're going to be more committed, and he can communicate that in a way that helps someone. Talk about this, Liam, because this is really guys, I wanted to talk about the mindset. I wanted to share Liam's story, but also I wanted to give you some stuff that you could just go in action, to just help the business. So talk about this, Liam.
Yeah. So when I go through our kind of initial kind of consultation stage, we near the end of it, we do some goal setting. And the way that we do our goal setting is to sort of build a vision for the future. So what we do is we date it kind of 12 weeks ahead, and we write about how that person is going to be different, the clothes they're going to be wearing, how their energy, what's different about them, the things that they're going to be doing. And you actually building that picture and painting that picture in their mind and having that down on a postcard, which they see every day, which they put on their fridge or whatever. Is really, really good. And I actually get this done before I actually show them the offer. And I say to them, look, regardless of whether, if you're training with me or training elsewhere, you're going to commit to this right now.
And they can put it on their fridge.
Exactly.
See your ugly mug every day.
Yeah. It does give them it's a bit of a laugh as well. We make it a bit of a joke, which is, which relaxes them down a bit as well, which is great.
Cool. So get some of these creative guys. It's just something easy that you can do, and it's going to help you conversions. Okay. Dominating Facebook ads. So you need to be able to turn on and off your ads like a tap. Look, on this training, I can't go through this with you, but I've got advanced Facebook training. We've got everything done, there's a whole system to it. But I want to give you a basic overview. Liam's now spent £600 to make 23 grand, but he didn't start off just paying £600. He built up. Okay. The great thing about charging for bigger packages is that you're going to be able to spend more money on everything. You're going to be able to spend more money on clicks. You're not going to have to worry about cheapest clicks because it's like, well, I could spend £5 and still make, if I'm selling £1,000 package plus I'm selling a £3,000 on the back end, you're not worried so much. It's like a whole stress reducer. So once you've got a system, okay, you can literally stop your ad. Have you had to stop your ads, Liam?
Sometimes when the leads get too much, but usually it's just a constant flow. But sometimes it does go a bit crazy. Like actually this weekend has been pretty crazy. So
you've got to track your conversions. So tracking Pixel to see not just oh, I'm getting clicks. It's who gives a crap about clicks and likes? That's not what you want. You want money in the bank. So you need to know how to do all this stuff. You need to know how to do your tracking. You need to know how to do all this stuff. And maybe it's not your discipline, but you need to know how to do it. Because Facebook ads right now is the gold mine. It's so quick to get clients in the door, but not if you don't know how to do it properly. I'm going to give you a couple of things on here. Obviously, we can't. It's just impossible to show you it all on this webinar with all of the stuff that I need to share with you. Look, here's the thing: if I just did this webinar with you guys and I was like, right, let's go and do some Facebook ad stuff. Like, what's the point if you can't convert somebody, or you can't, like, you're not selling the right enough, like, you're only creating yourself a problem. For if someone comes to me and I give them a load of leads and they're doing one-to-one, then like I'm just creating them a problem. For example, if a trainer wants freedom, which is what most people want, is freedom, and I go and give them a bunch of leads, what I'm actually doing if they don't work out the leverage is actually I'm creating a problem for them. So you get burnt out, which is what you don't want. So you've got to structure a business model too, and then do the ads. Okay, that's key. Bigger sales mean that you can spend more. Get personal with photos. So here's some examples of some of Liam's ads. And you can see his ugly mug on the left there, this jumping one, which is done really great for him, testimonials. And then we've got people going into the free body for transformation session. But there's a whole back-end system to this that makes it work. Once we implemented this, Liam, what was the results were rapid, right?
Oh, yeah. The amount of leads I got from actually using our own photos was phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah. And so we're constantly testing new things. I think we had a, I don't know if you're not running that one of you in the suit thing yet, have you?
Sorry?
You're not running the one yet of you in the big
No.
sumo
Yeah, I
suit.
know. Yeah. Yeah, me and my clients and we done this a knockout a few weeks back, and there's one of me looking ridiculous in a sumo suit. I will run that one eventually, but not quite yet.
Awesome. Good stuff. So the Facebook ad formula: Facebook advert, personal posts, or social media. Offer a free body transformation session. Book them in. Offer a 12-week program. That's the basic outline for the formula. You use something like lead pages. Again, you've got to go through there's a whole back-end system to it. I couldn't show you on here, but that's the basic formula. Okay, send them to a squeeze page, have them opt in, make sure you've got follow-up sequence in place, and that type of stuff. This is all stuff I give my clients. And then rinse and repeat, change more lives. That's it. You want to help more people, you want to own a bigger studio, you want to scale up. Well, you can do it once you've got a system in place. So on that, systems build a business. Okay, it's critical that you've got systems everywhere right now, but you just don't know. Maybe you've not actually understood that you've got systems. Okay, most trainers are operating like employees. You're doing everything. But when someone reaches out to you to them becoming a client, that's a system. When you take them on as a client, and then you've got sending out stuff for their birthday or following up with them, that's a system. If someone refunds, that's a system. You've got systems everywhere. Okay. You need to remove yourself from the non-critical tasks. If you're booking people in right now, okay, and you've got decent lead flow coming in, is it efficient for you to be doing that? It's not. And your income will speed up radically. I was going to say rapidly then. Radically once you start understanding the systems and actually putting them into place. And it's actually pretty hard not to build your business once you patch up a broken system. But the challenge most people have is they don't identify where the break is and then fix it. Right? If you broke something, you come and get a plumber in to sort it out, we'd fix it, it'd work again. But most people go, it didn't work, and then get all down and depressed and sad, and there's the business is going down, and I'm feeling tired, and I'm stressed about money. No, we need to look at it differently. Just, it's not failure, it's data. Okay? It's not failure, it's data. What needs to change? For example, in a Facebook ad, if a Facebook ad doesn't work, it's because there's probably one of 5 or 6 things that aren't working. The image, the text, where people land on the page. Once you get that conceptually, everything starts to change. But head's got to be in the right place. So Liam's new system map, this is the basic overview, but each one of these has got a full system flow to it. And we actually set this up recently. For example, the lead system at the top, there's a 7-step email process, which now Liam's got all the emails for that. There's a lead process if someone gets booked in. So now Liam's got an assistant. There's a transformation session system. So what happens when that person comes through the door? What does he do with them? The measurements he takes, the conversation he has, the training session he might do with them. What happens if someone doesn't turn up and doesn't book in? There needs to be a follow-up sequence of chasing someone up. New client signs up, okay? Follow-up of payment, collection of payment, refund system. Now we're introducing things like platinum upgrades and year-long commitments, wow packs, which is something I introduced, which is wowing your customers once they come through the door, which creates more of a community and better results and more referrals. So understand that this is just a basic overview, but each one of these is more in detail and has a complete flow to everything. And now this is so valuable because You're actually creating a business, not just being an employee. Okay, a glorified employee. It's a structure. You need to ask yourself: could I walk away from my business and go away for a couple of weeks and it run itself? If the answer is no right now, then you don't have a business. Okay, you don't have a business. Consistent video marketing. I want you to talk a little bit about this, Liam, in terms of, you've got more confident, you're doing more videos. How's that resulted in the increase of clients? And also, you're just having fun as well, right?
Yeah, the thought of doing video before was a bit of a fear of mine, and I didn't really feel comfortable doing it. But obviously, you helped me get out of my comfort zone a little bit and started doing videos, and I got a great response after my first one, which gave me, really some great confidence, and I actually do them quite regularly now, and actually have a bit of a laugh of it at the same time.
Excellent. So you can upload case studies. You can just talk about questions you get asked. You can promote your videos as adverts. Just keep the videos up, keep them consistent. Which is another one. Talk about topics you get asked about a lot. I bet you've got a question. You're like, oh, if I get asked that again, I'm going to want to shoot someone, right? And that's a good reason to do a video. And upload direct into Facebook. Don't upload into YouTube. The benefit of obviously YouTube is you get SEO. But if you're doing stuff on Facebook, the video needs to go direct into Facebook. Okay, because Facebook likes that. He likes the fact that you're using the platform, not uploading, putting something via YouTube onto into YouTube. Now, of course, if you do a video, then you obviously put it up to YouTube as well. But all I'm saying is that if you do a video for a Facebook campaign, then get it up into Facebook. And you can just, if you've got an iPhone, you can just record an iPhone, just upload it straight into Facebook. Cool. So what's your next steps to get to your goals? Okay, these Fit Pros made a key decision. Okay, we've got Nathan on the left, Mike, obviously Liam on the right, Lauren, Alan, John. These are just a small selection of my clients who have had big shifts. Ben, Neil, Kennard over in Belgium, Michael Kelly. Now here's Liam's mentoring progress. Okay, and like I was saying before, when income doesn't match your knowledge, you feel like you're failing. So let's look at this. 1 year to get to 6. Is that, am I right there, Liam? 1 year to get to 6K, and then in 5
longer
weeks.
Than that.
Okay, so over that. Okay, so
yeah.
Longer than that. So his fitness knowledge was up. On the left, we've got this. Like, looks like a pen, right? His fitness knowledge was up real high, but the income was down. So if the income isn't up in parallel with that, then you get that white space is frustration. Would you agree with that, Liam? Because you don't feel that you're paid what you're worth. That's it. So it's pointless you doing more courses. It's pointless you doing more courses if you can't sell what you do. Stop the courses, learn how to do the marketing and sales stuff, and then do more courses when you could literally, like, if I do something now and I learn it, I know that it's going to be a good investment because I know how to market and sell myself. And that's the position that you guys need to be in. Because otherwise you're just going to be frustrated down that, well, I've got this, I've just done another course with someone, but I'm still on the same level of income. Well, it's great if you just want to learn more stuff. And of course, it's going to help you get better results with the clients that you are working with. But wouldn't that be much better to actually leverage that and actually have the skills to be able to get as many clients as you like in, and then teach all of the new ones the stuff that you've learned. And then on the right, we've got 5 weeks after mentoring, 6K to 23K, and now it's matching up in terms of the knowledge. So now Liam feels that he's paid what he's worth, and in fact beyond that now, right?
Absolutely.
And now in 5 weeks, he's got a $250,000 year-long business, which I'm very confident that that Liam's going to be well on his way to a £1 million business in the next 12 months. So that's awesome. So, of course, guys, I would love to help you. I want to help you move forward. And so I have got an opportunity for you if you want me to guide you with something I don't normally offer at all. Normally, an investment with me starts at £4,000 for an 8-week program, and it goes up to 8,000 for 10,000 for a 16-week program. And my year-long investment is £20,000 for my year-long mastermind. Okay. So we're going to have a one-to-one personalized business breakthrough call, which is where I'm going to find out where your blocks are, what's holding you back mentally, so that we can get those and shift those and have you see things in a different way. So I get you to brain dump everything on a mind map. Okay, and I can literally see what's going on in your head, like your fears, your goals, what you want to do. All right, and then I can say, look, let's make these changes. And what we do is we reverse engineer the income you want to make in the first 30 days. All right. Then the FitPro Mastery VIP training suite. All right. I don't actually think Liam's not even to get to his 23K. Liam's not even gone through all of that. Right. So he's still got more to go through. And that's why he's going to get all the growth. But that's something I don't sell publicly. Okay. It's my training. Look, here's the thing. Sometimes I get asked, Simon, how much stuff do I get from you? Well, my answer is as little as possible for you to get the biggest result. You don't need any more overwhelm. You need stuff that works. So this stuff isn't theory. It's like swipe this, it works, go and implement it, make money, get your freedom. That's it. I don't want to overwhelm you with training after training after training, teaching you concepts that don't work. I'm looking at, as you should with your clients, how do I get the quickest result in the shortest amount of time, but also being healthy with you guys. It's important that you do things in a healthy way. But for me, in helping someone grow their income, it's like, what's the smallest amount of information I can give someone to get the biggest result? Okay, so that's key. VIP supergroup access. So my group of clients. So again, you around the peer group of people that it's normal for them to be earning this level of income. Okay. Weekly VIP group coaching call. That's normally Tuesdays at 1 o'clock UK time, but when I'm traveling, the times differ. But we have a weekly call. If you can't get on that call, which I recommend you schedule out of your diary, then you can get them answered in the group, and you're taken care of is the key thing. The outcome is for you to hit your income goal that we set in the first 30 days. So you get your full return on investment in the first 30 days or quicker. For example, Liam got it in probably 7 days. Income accountability tracking. All right. So you've got to fill in an accountability form, and I look at it and I can prod you to find out what's going on if you're not hitting your numbers. So the business breakthrough call for 500 value, the VIP training suite 2,000 value, the VIP super group access 1,000 value, the VIP group coaching calls over the course of a month. This is a 1 month intensive. I only normally do 8 weeks to 16 weeks, and then the year long program. Okay, and then the income accountability tracking 250 value, and total value is £4,750. Okay. Now, I just want to go a bit into the training suite because it's key. This isn't delivered all at once. It's delivered every 3 days, okay? So you've got sales mastery. This training alone will shift everything for you. This one, Liam, what would you say about that one training, the sales one?
It's after you watch that video and you implement, the coaching, it just blows everything up massively. So as simple as that.
So before I have my initial call with new clients, if you've watched that training, because you need to watch that training before our first call, because we talk about what's in that training. A lot of people make a lot of money before our first coaching call. So the quickest has been 3 hours. Someone else got someone in the group called Josh. He made £1,500 within 9 hours of that training. All right, so just that training alone is going to be worth it for you guys. Systems. So all your systems are laid out for you, okay? And this is whether you're a studio owner or a PT. Facebook ad mastery. So I've got training on how I generated 90 leads in 5 days. Plus now I'm adding more training over the next 8 weeks, which is more advanced stuff with a colleague of mine called Emma. And by watching that training, you will become an expert in Facebook ads, okay? Get more clients, lead gen, so other offline strategies, downloadable templates like cards that you can just get printed so you don't have to do it yourself, okay? Referral strategies, PR, media and PR domination, because that's what I did to build my training career. How to leverage your time. All right, what's working now for me? SEO mastery. I don't go too much into SEO stuff because I don't think it's key, but I do cover some of it so you can optimize what you currently have. Objection handling, joint ventures, how to wow customers, email templates of the autoresponders, for example, website mastery, and you just being the local experts. It's everything you need to build the business, and with also the month's mentoring and coaching. Plus your VIP family to help you move forward. It's not just about me. It's about being around people like Liam and others in the group that are doing the bigger numbers, where you can feel connected. Okay, feel connected to a family that if you're struggling, that you can go to. Okay, So I answer your questions, feedback from others who are moving forward, keeps you moving forward. You can be accountable to others, and you can just swipe what's working. Just in that group alone, you could just go through and see the posts from other people that are doing a certain campaign, a promotion, that you could just go, right, I'll take that and I'll implement that. And I do see a lot of groups around on Facebook, but the challenge is that it's full of, a lot of the time there's a lot of people in some of the groups, but they're not actually at the level of income they want to be at. So what I try and keep out of my group um, is ideas, and I'd rather someone post in there with something that's actually worked. Because if there's a group full of stuff that's ideas, that's not going to help you move forward because it's not been proven. I want to give you stuff that's proven. It's an exceptional group of Fit Pros, okay? Plus, you get access to all the previous coaching calls and my personal resources list. You can share your struggles, and help you just move forward. Also, there is an opportunity to be invited into the Platinum Mastermind. You came into it, Liam, after, was it 5 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
And
yep.
I'll be honest with you guys, what the investment is for that. It's £20,000 investment for the Platinum year-long Mastermind, and anything you invest gets put towards that. And now you've paid it all off, right? It's not paid; it's paid over 6 payments, but you've now covered it, right, Liam?
Yeah, that's sorted out. That's done.
So that's by invitation only. So that's based on how quickly you move in the initial month, and then I may invite you to do another month to get you up to a certain level. Once I see you reaching a certain point, you may get the invitation to join that group. 100% of the people that have been invited into that group so far have accepted, because it just makes logical sense. It's not a hard sell for me. It's like, well, you've earned this level of income. Now it's time to make more. Okay. So you're the next success story, but that's down to you. All right. So do you need a kickstart? Why is this going to work for you? Well, making money is the easy part, but believing you can do it is the obstacle. Okay. And this is covered on our first call together. With this model, okay, it's going to take you less than 2 sales to make back your return on investment, which you'll find in a second. That's the way that you look at things now, Liam, right?
Yeah, exactly. I look at it when I'm investing into something. I think about how many clients I need to cover that, rather than, oh God, that sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah. So that's the way that you guys need to think about this if you want to do it. Being part of a group where being successful, being a success is normal. When you change your mindset, okay? So you're just going to be in the group for the people that it's just standard for them to be at that level. Of course, there's people coming into the group at different periods, and so everyone's at a different stage, but there's other people in the group who are at a certain level, and so everyone's pulling people forward, which is great. In addition to me, having someone to hold you accountable is critical. It's why your clients hire you instead of watching YouTube videos to get fit. Okay, same thing. And all successful people have some kind of mentor and a coach to save them time, money, and stress of figuring it out on your own. Okay, this can be very costly over time. When I first hired, the reason I'm so passionate about mentorship and coaching and why I like it is because it's why I've had such rapid growth myself. When I first invested in one of my mentors, the investment for the year was $30,000. And it was a stretch for me to invest at the time, but I did it, and the growth for my business was huge and continues to be. And now I constantly reinvest. Tony Robbins, the top people in the world, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if I hadn't made an initial decision to move forward. And so there's 2 paths. You can do it on your own and you can figure it out, or you can have someone that's already been there and has the systems and strategies and can push you forward. So the webinar special, the investment's £1,497, and it ends on midnight tonight. There's no split payments, and the reason for that is because I want you to get used to paying for stuff in full, because you're going to attract that to your clients. Okay? Once you do this yourself, here's the thing, I'm going to be honest with you. If you start to split it over payments, then the commitment is less. So I need this to be a stretch for you. So I'm looking for certain people that are willing to pay this in full, because then I know that you guys are going to be a certain type of client. And everyone's at a different stage. So you may want to go away, implement some of the stuff I've taught you, come back. But for those of you that feel that now is the time to move forward and you want to take the offer, this won't be available again, okay? Then the investment is £1,497, and it's going to take you 2 sales or less, in fact, less than 2 sales, using the model that I'm going to give you. And my intention that you will make that back within the first 30 days or much less, you could in fact do that in 7 days if you wanted to. It's all down to your level of commitment. So no payment options available. Why? Because it needs to be outside of your comfort zone, and more clients will start paying you in full because you will. There's a shift in the way that you think. Liam, do you want to explain that a little bit in terms of like split payments versus paying in full? Because when you came on board, you had the same shift, right? So when you started to invest, like what was the shift that you had in your mind in terms of then going, right, if someone invested in me now, they need to do the same thing?
Yeah, yeah, because I invested heavily in myself, I then believed that people would be willing to invest in me at a higher rate when before I didn't, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So me investing in you was critical to my journey.
And now you think differently about investing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So you may be thinking, do I have to start now? You can pay the investment, and then if you want to start in 2 weeks or a month, your coaching won't actually start until our first call together. Okay, so there's a bit of time that needs to be booked in based on my diary, but you're still going to get access to the training, and then when we have our first coaching call, the coaching period starts. I wouldn't suggest that that if you're looking at over a month, that this would be a fit for you right now. Okay, but if it's within a month, then certainly you could start in 2 weeks or 3 weeks if you want to do that. Do I get lifetime access to the content? You get more than that. You get lifetime access to the content, but also you get additional updates. Anything additional training that I put in, whether it's in 6 months or a year, you get access to that too. Will I get the same results as Liam? If you take the same actions as Liam, then you could get better results than Liam. I would guess that Liam would want to challenge it and battle against you, which I'm sure he'll be welcome to. Which we do have going on in the group, which is great to have the challenge there. I don't think I'm ready yet. Guys, that's really down to probably maybe a belief system. You have to question why. Just have that thought with yourself. What's the question? What's the thought around that? Actually, some of you may not be the right time for certain reasons, but a lot of the time when someone says they're not ready, it's because they have fear. So question the fear, and I can help you get over that. I'm a new Fit Pro. Does it matter? Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter. I can still get you charging a lot. You don't need to go and get a certain type of training in order to make and have people invest in you at a different level. It's a myth. How much access will I get to you? I'm always in the Facebook group. I'm on the weekly calls. The goal is for me to get you to your result, and so I'm going to do that. And so it's not like I limit my access into the group. I've got I've got no interest in you being slow. I want you to be quick. Can I extend after the 4 weeks? We can have that discussion towards the end of the 4 weeks and see how we both feel about it. And if I feel that we need to extend, then we can chat about that. Absolutely. I have resistance. Is that normal? It's absolutely normal. So if you're feeling, oh, this is going to be stretched for me, I understand you're going to have the same thing come up with your clients. And so when you break through it, then they will break through themselves. Okay. So resistance is completely normal. It actually wouldn't be normal not to have it. And here's the link, simonlovell.co.uk/Liam Offer. And it's a great opportunity. Here's the thing. You've got to be an action taker, guys. Okay. You've got to want to take action on what I teach you, because it's pointless investing if I give you this stuff and you do nothing with it. That's just like, absolutely pointless. I don't want that for you. It's not, I'm not in this because I just want you to not move forward. I'm in this because I want to use you as a success story, as Liam is. You've got to be coachable. Like, don't come on board if you're like, I don't know, of a certain type of mindset where you're going to challenge all the time. Like, just be open to having me guide you, because I know how it works and I know the process. So just you will know yourself whether you're coachable or not. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. I'm going to get you to do stuff out of your comfort zone, because growth is outside of your comfort zone. Results will be rapid if you action what I teach you. There will be zero if you don't. Okay, so you have to say to yourself, am I committed? If you're committed, you'll make the money back super quick. If you're not, you won't. Okay, you've got to be willing to invest in yourself. Okay, that's just a criteria. Everyone who's successful has had some kind of coach at some point. And questions. I would love now to you guys to, if you've got a question for Liam, if you've got a question for me, if you've got a question about the coaching, if you've got some observations or thoughts, I would love to chat. So, someone's already signed up for the coaching. That's awesome. Can I ask, the 997 Liam offered, was that semi-private or one-to-one? And how many sessions a week? Great question.
That is semi-private for 12 weeks, and that is unlimited training because we have set sessions per day, and people come and train as much as they want.
Got you. Perfect. I'm not due to qualify as a PT for about 3 months. No good for me. You could learn the stuff and implement it. If I'm brutally honest, if it's 3 months away, I would probably add me on Facebook, keep in communication, and I don't do these offers often at all, just because I'm not in a position that I need to. But you never know what's coming up, and there's always an opportunity to work with me. It just may be at a different cost. So I would say connect with me, and then we can chat if you're not actually qualified at the moment. Where do I sign up to take the offer? It's there, simonlover.co.uk/Liam offer. Can you guys see that?
Yeah, I can see it, Simon.
Cool. For Liam's 997 pack, how many times a week are people training?
Unlimited training.
Which is how many days again?
We have sessions, 7 days a week now. Because I have trainers doing the sessions, that can happen now. That can happen because I'm outsourcing.
Just something on the coaching, guys. If you're signing up to the coaching, that I know many of you are, understand it's not just an automated process you're going to get put into the training, okay? Because that's going to happen via my assistant Anne, who's actually going to have to ask you a couple of questions, get you to do the mind map. Is going to ask you for a username and password. You're going to get an email from that. We're going to have to set up our initial call. This isn't like buying an information product and just going straight into it, because there's completely different results of something like that. It's not just like that, okay? So understand that it's going to take 24 hours or so. You're going to get booked in for a call, that type of stuff. So if you sign up right now, you're not going to be instantly into the training. It's going to take 24 hours or so, but we'll be as quick as we can. And I know that my assistant is up now to take and look at your emails coming in, because you'll probably get an email from us, and then you'll reply with your username, password. You'll have to send us your mind map. You'll have to do that. You'll have to send us a couple of other things, headshot for something secret, which I like. That's the thing about me in what I do, is that I want to wow you guys. It's not just about this. You're going to get other stuff too that you don't even know yet. Would you agree? Don't say anything, Liam, but what would you say about that stuff? Because it's the same with you and your clients, right?
Mm.
I'm currently in a mastermind, but I feel I'm in a different place to everyone else in there yet, and I think it's effective only when you grow initially, which is being sporadic. Okay, cool. Does being in Australia make this hard timing wise? Actually, no, it's really good in Australia time wise. In different states in the US, it can be quite early in the morning, but for Australia, it's actually really good. If you actually go to worldtimebuddy.com and look at 1 o'clock UK time from Tuesdays, but when I'm in the States, for example, we're doing later ones in the evening, so it would work out perfectly. But either way, you're going to get your questions answered either way, whether you're on the calls or not, but you'll be able to listen to recordings and stuff like that. So don't worry about that in any way. There's loads of questions coming in here. People signing up. Thank you very much. Joe, John signed up. Excellent. I'm looking forward to chatting to you guys. Again, this is only available for tonight. How many was the max amount of clients per semi-private group? Hard to personalize it. This is an interesting one.
Yeah, well, usually you'd only, typically semi-private would be 4 or 5 people at a time, but I actually have 8 people in a session.
Yep, and the results are still fantastic. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly. I personally believe that whether you're one-on-one or you're in small groups, you can still get excellent results for your clients. Especially, we specialise in fat loss, and I get excellent results for my clients. Excellent. Whether it be, I have done one-on-one in the past, but since doing small groups of 8 or less, anything between pairs up to 8 people, the results have been better because people love working, and having that buzz and that atmosphere in a session is great.
Awesome. I'll rephrase that. Sorry. What's the minimum amount of sessions you do for the 9097 pack?
The minimum are it's results based. Okay, so we're not selling sessions, it's results based, so they have to come a minimum of 3 times a week, but they can come as many times as they want. Mm-hmm. Typically the average client will come about 4 times a week.
But it's all down to the pre-framing and the initial conversation, right? Because most people say they don't have the time, but you basically blast through that, which is part of what I teach.
Yeah.
Because it's never about the time, it's whether they want it enough.
As soon as new people come into the group, obviously they see that everyone is conditioned to do, 3 to 5 sessions a week. So it's the normal thing.
Yeah, this is a game, guys. This is a game changer when you learn the model that I teach you. Okay, it's not going to just change your business and your income and the freedom that you have and the things that you want to do, holidays, all that stuff, like the lifestyle that you want. But the whole reason I do what I do is because I would love getting results. Like I love that Liam's on this webinar now and he's able to share this story. I love it when my clients, like I get the same buzz from the results that my clients do that you do from your clients. But you have to invest at a certain level. You've got to understand conceptually what it is. So if you want to get a higher level of results with your clients, because a lot of the times what happens is the problem is trainers feel like failure when their clients aren't getting the results, right? You feel like a failure. It's like, well, they've invested and I'm training really hard and I'm giving them nutrition and they're not doing anything with it. And it's frustrating, right? And that's what you like. But now they are invested at a different level with you, Liam, and the other guys in the group. And it's just like they're committed differently.
My business has changed over the last 5 weeks completely with regards to commitment levels and results.
Yep. Hi, Liam. What would be your typical instructor coach to client ratio? Are you not worried that it turns into a boot camp?
We do have up to 8 people, and some sessions do max out, but typically it's anything between 4 and 6. And because we are... Go on,
Karen.
I lost my train of thought now. Sorry.
That's my fault. So you typically have up to 8 people in the session.
Yeah. So typically it's 4 to 6, but we can have a maximum up to 8. But because we're very personal with our clients, we have a great community. It's never going to be a boot camp situation at all.
Because you don't frame it like a boot camp, right? It's like it's a life change experience. They don't even if you're thinking like, well, what happens if it turns into a boot camp? That's only based on the model that people are used to. You can still get great results and have people pay more, but not if you're used to paying a certain amount for a boot camp.
Exactly.
So it's all about the conversation you have. I don't promote. I'm not a promoter of not getting results, but I'm also a promoter of you guys being paid for what you're worth. So if you can get the same level of results and get fantastic results and get better results, have people pay more, and you do 10 people, then everybody, there's a win-win situation. But it's got to be framed properly in the conversation. How did Liam's older clients so this reads, how did react Liam's older customers after he did raise his prices? I think you probably understand that one.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know. Members don't seem to really discuss money between each other. But I have had it come up, and the program now is a lot different to where it was a few months ago. They're getting far more coaching now, so there isn't. I'm not just throwing up the prices for no reason. I am actually making the program a lot better.
Yeah, so now we've adding the platinum stuff in. We're just taking it up a completely different level, and we're starting to do some other stuff which is beyond the fitness and health, which is more the lifestyle. And we're really surprised at some of the responses that people are giving us into all the other areas of their life that they want help with, and that's what the platinum program's about.
Yeah.
I want to invest. But this still feel to be in my current mastermind family. What do you suggest? That's really down to you. if you feel that you're in your current mastermind you're in, that you are moving forward, then I suggest you stick with that. I wouldn't personally want to go with multiple mentors myself. So I think there's a lot of great mentors out there. Okay, but I don't want to be doing you learning one model and then learning mine on a different model. This model is good for so many different reasons, because and I think where I'm different is I'm covering all the mindset stuff because I'm growing so personally myself, with a lot of stuff that I've overcome personally, that like I'm more on the mindset stuff, and that's where I get the big shifts, because it's all very well like doing the marketing and sales stuff, but if you're not in the right headspace, then that's a key thing. So I think I can't advise you on that, but I wouldn't suggest that. Um, really wouldn't suggest that you're in two different masterminds. I just think there'll be a conflict there. Can I buy this in a few weeks? No, this is an offer for the webinar only. That is a similar thing that you're going to get come up with clients that reach out to you. Can they, the offer is now. Can they take it later? The point of an offer is to get people moved over with a good price, and it's called an irresistible offer, to get them to take action now. And it's helping people by doing that. So it might not be right for you now, but feel free to come back in a few weeks. It's just the offer price would be different. The coaching period would be 8 weeks, and the investment is going to be 4,000. If I put all my effort in, how long should it take to recoup the money, as it's all the money I have? Liam, that's a good one for you. I think that's a good one for you to answer, because we discussed that earlier.
Yeah, well, after watching your first two modules, got my leads in place, got leads into the studio, and within a matter of days, my initial investment was £8,000. So, within a week.
Because you did a longer term 16-week, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I made that back within I think it was 7 to 10 days that was made back. So, to gather this offer, £1,500. If you put the coaching in place straight away, you're talking a few days. A week max. If you're an action taker, it's going to take a matter of days.
I mean, this is also another mindset thing, because if you have the fear coming up, probably one of the fear is, am I going to make the money back? You just got to switch it around and be like, I'm going to do whatever it takes. This is an investment for me. I'm definitely not going to say don't not invest it, even if it's the last money you had. The reason for that is that I invested my last money in my mentor, and in the first 12 months of working with him, I did $500,000. So if you're an action taker and you can take the coaching, I would happily have you invest your last money that you have available, because I know that the shift is going to be huge for you, and I'd rather you not go on and not earn the money than be able to help you and have the shift, because it's just one or two sales. So I'd love to have you in. Liam, do you use a booking system like Mindbody? I've been finding the booking the hardest part of the semi-private.
Yeah, I use a company called Clubwise, who initially dealt with my direct debits as well. But I use a little company called Clubwise. Works fine for me. Yeah, I've had no problems with them whatsoever.
Do you do 30-minute or 60-minute semi-private sessions?
They are 45 minutes long. If people want to know, they're 45 minutes long. We do 8 sessions Monday to Friday, so 4 sessions in the morning, 4 sessions in the evening. We do 3 on a Saturday morning and then 3 on a Sunday morning as well, now starting from next week. Because obviously I'm getting so many more members in, I've actually had to up the amount of sessions so we can fit everyone in.
Does the 23k a month figure include the 3k platinum package you offered?
What was that, sorry?
Does the 23k a month that you earn include the 3k platinum package? That wasn't a platinum, that was just a year-long commitment. The platinum's different. So what he's asking is, or she, I can't see the name, sorry, is the 23 figure include the year-long package?
What? So is she saying that I am 43? Is that what she's trying to say?
No, she said he or she. I'm not sure whether it's a he or she is saying is the 23 a month. So you've earned 23K in a month. Was the
Yeah.
3,000 year long commitment included in that to make it up to 323K? So for example, you did 20 and then 3K on top.
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, no.
Okay. Okay. So
That was this month.
yeah. So do you have then reserve spots ahead to ensure that one class doesn't get overlooked?
Um, well, because we have so many, because we have so many sessions a day, overbooking is not really a problem, really. Um, if I feel that there's classes that are getting full, I just try and speak to people and make sure that they can do the other times when signing people up. Um, we have a capacity of about, I don't know, about 100 members,
Mm-hmm.
but
Is this all about semi private, or do you help coaches with one to one? Yeah, I do help people who want to do one to one. This is not if you want to do one to one, I can absolutely help you get paid a lot more than you're paid already with the lead gen. It's all very relevant. It's just if you want to move to a better leverage model, then you can. But just understand that you're going to be pretty busy. If you do one to one, you're going to get packed out. So just if you want to do that, I'm not saying don't do it, but I will get you as big as you. I'll get you full. Um, Liam, how do you ensure the class doesn't go over 8? Reserve spot ahead? Question mark.
well, on the booking system, you can only fit in 8. Well, say if there's already 8 people booked in for a session, I wouldn't, as a customer, I wouldn't be able to book in. But yes, there is a reserve list that people can go on, and if someone drops out, then they get put in.
Do you do any of the training yourself, Liam?
No,
You did though, right?
I did. Look, for the first year of the business, I did every single session. I did over 40 sessions a week for a whole year, and it was probably the hardest year of my life, if I'm honest. Um, but now I have 3 absolutely fantastic trainers who look after all of my sessions now.
Perfect. Guys, it's been a long one, but it's also been a fantastic to have Liam on and to have all of your questions. Like, I just want to help you guys be successful. That's why I'm in it. That's why you're trying to help people. If you want to take the offer, it's available until midnight with no exceptions. simonlovell.co.uk/Liam offer. Of course, Liam's in the VIP group. He's also in the Platinum group. I'd love for you to be in the Platinum group. We're going to be doing some amazing trips and experiences and stuff. And you've just got to look at really having that focus. You can get exactly what you want. You've just got to, like I said, you've got to be in the right mindset. You've got to have the right systems and strategies. You've got to have the right peer group, and you can really shape your business to exactly what you want it to be. Because a lot of the time, you can actually be in a business and you can not. It can be different from what you expected it to be. And really, it's my job as a mentor, not just the difference between a mentor and a coach is that I'm talking to my clients about all areas of their lives. It's not just marketing. I'm not a marketing consultant. I'm not a sales consultant. It's like your life. This is your life. This is your freedom. This is like because I've gone from someone who has had so many struggles to now having the freedom that I want to do to work with Tony Robbins to travel the world. I'm pulling people as close to that as possible, and I just want to build. I want to have a friend network and a group of clients, or a family that want to be bigger. So this isn't right for everybody. It's not right for everybody, but for those that it is, it's right. That's exactly it. Like I'm not trying to get everybody in this because not everybody's the right fit. But for those of you that go, you know, I feel that it's the right time. I feel like Simon would be able to guide me well. It's right, and it can only be what it is. So if it's right, it's right, and if it's not, it's not. I just want to attract the people that it's right to, and that those that it's not. Then I hope you've learned something either way, and you've gotten value. You can go and implement some of the strategies. And if you want to accelerate the process of success and do what Liam has done, then that's also cool too. Cool too. So guys, I would just love if you were able to tag me on Facebook and say, Simon, thanks for a great webinar, whatever you want to say, just so I can see them and, connect with me. Facebook.com/boylovell. I just really appreciate you doing a tag or something on Facebook. Just like anyone else, I like to, like to see that and just see your responses and just get a sense of what it's about. And wish you guys all the luck in the world, and I know you're going to do great. So take it easy, guys. And if you're in the coaching, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have that chat. We're going to get you into the coaching. We're going to reverse engineer the income you want to make in the first 30 days. And it's my intention that you don't just hit that target, but you go way beyond that target. Okay, because what you have of the vision for yourself is not the same vision that I'm going to have for you. So I'm going to push you out to do much bigger things that you haven't even seen yet. So from myself and from Boris and Edmonds, Liam, did you want to just say anything at all?
What some of you guys are probably going through right now is the same kind of friction that I did, 5-6 weeks ago. And, all I say is that, at this moment probably feels a bit of a gamble, but I say it will be the best gamble that you ever take.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks to Liam. We'd love to connect with you guys, and have an awesome rest of the day, evening, wherever you are in the world. Take it easy. Take care.